Hey guys, you got cut off. The last thing I was talking about was nylon bristles and acrylic bristles. So on my camera, again, excuse me for the bad video, but I'm just trying. So while that was happening, of course, I painted a lot of this section. See, it's more darker, and what I did was I made it more blue, so it covers a lot, and it looks amazing. See my hand going up and down? Should, painting can be strokes. I don't know. It can be anything you want it to be. That's just the way I see it. So I'm going to add more blue on this side. And as I told you the pink was happening, I put more of the dark colors in there. So I'm going to add some more blue. I love this. I'm going to run out soon, so I should go to the store and buy more of this Prussian blue. I know I have to. Lately I've been trying to buy more colors, and I have actually. You've probably seen from down here, there's a lot of colors from Winsor Newton's brand. But there are other brands I should be trying. Holbein, I think, is another brand of watercolor. Now, water oils. I apologize. I'm painting in water oil soluble. So just in case I didn't tell you that at the beginning, water soluble oils. And the reason are they're less smelly. That's why I can, in this tiny room, less smelly, easy to clean up, and I like them. Real oils would probably be more heavier, but they're beautiful too. So I'm gonna start. Give it a big. Just look at my reference picture. I'm gonna give it a big splat here, and just paint away. As I use this big brush, and it leaves this big giant brush strokes, and that's what I like. It looks black almost. So, and you can just go up and down, just spread the paint around. I want to just let you know, don't be afraid when you're painting to anything. Just go on there, smear it up and down. You can control it at a certain point, and then you learn more as it takes time. Control takes a little bit more time, and also don't be so critical. I think one of those things as an artist, not critical, because everything we do we can be critical. I mean, like with the first stroke, when I did the painting, my first painting, I had a lot on my shoulders. I was gonna, as soon as I touched the board in 3 strokes, and I mean like this, 1, 2, 3, and doesn't mean maybe 2 strokes, and I get the right color. It doesn't work out that way. It takes a long time to even figure out why would I do 3 strokes for something. So for now, just go up and down and play with it. And find your style, I think, in coloring. I've seen a lot of artists out there who are amazing. I go to art shows in Staten Island. There's a great one, actually. I just recently showed there. The Staten Island, it's called the, I do apologize, Snug Harbor, which is in Staten Island, has an art show. And I just recently had 2 paintings up there, and I saw these amazing, talented artists, really doing it for years. And, I gotta watch not to compare myself, different schools. I have not really gone professionally to school for it. I have never been, but I kind of watch videos and read and study and practice penciling on the subway. I draw a lot, and I just get involved in these subjects, and, reading a lot about materials and brands and styles and stuff to use, and I go to Barnes and Noble sometimes and read techniques. But reading is one thing, and then actually applying it is another. But reading is important because you get information and you get to try that idea when you read it, come across ideas when you read. So totally am all about reading, coming up with new ideas. But experimentation, wow, that is just amazing. And you can experiment and not be afraid of the outcome, because you could always get more. See, I bought this board. It costs maybe, not gonna lie, it was on sale. This is a $100 board. It costs $50. Am I gonna, experiment on a $50 canvas? Yeah, I am. I'm gonna have fun with it. And I'm gonna say that boldly because that's what it's about for me. Not worrying about the price right now about this, but just having fun, feel this quality, and understanding it. For me, I don't have $50 all the time to spend, but this one subject, you can sit there for hours and pick a subject. You know what I did? I just said, let me just paint. Because I'm always going to have excuses, but to get the work done, that's just not going to be for me. For me anyway, guys, that's just for me. I'm not saying, that I know what I'm talking about towards your idea. See, I want to show you, I wish I can pull the camera up front, and I do apologize if my camera goes off the air, but basically, it's just, imagine, I don't know how to explain it, but painting can be so much freedom. It's just this amazing colors being spilled around, and my eye can see it and taste that palette, and there are other people who don't see it that way, and I like that too. They have another eye, and that's what I love about art. You always see different things come at you, and it's nothing personal about it. See how I put that heavy brush like that, flatten it down, press down, press down. I learn new techniques all the time. And new brushes and sizes. These are small handles. There's also large handles. You can see that's like that's a skinnier version, but that's a long handle, so it's going away from the board. I like to be close to the board sometimes, depending. This is a long handle, so you can get close. But I like sometimes being a little bit closer, as you can see. This is a bigger brush too. I never really used a size 11. I should. I mean, actually I did. Actually, I can see from the blues here that I did use it once. I like it. It's a bristle style. And then there's this too. These big ones. This is actually a Blick Gesso brush. I bought it for $5. This is when you want to gesso your... Gesso is like a primer you put on canvas, and you do it yourself, which I like doing too because the texture comes out unique. And not to go off a tangent, I think I have something around here. I recycled plastic boards, and I just put gesso over them. It's probably messy over here. I wish I could show you, but I'll probably show you in another video. But yeah, they're really cool to do your own. So you like basically priming it, and you get these weird, funky textures while you're painting on top of it, and that's fun too. It gets bumpy, you know, not to perfect it, but you can sand it down, and you probably can watch videos on YouTube about that too. You know, priming your own board. You know, but the basics of it is you want to get some brushes, a couple of brushes, and where do you start? Try big brushes, small brushes. Start with the cheap 99-cent brushes. Then work your way to like $1 brushes and $4 brushes, and experiment. See which ones you like. Then go up to the more. That's what it takes, and that might take within the span, if you're really into it. Who knows? Maybe, you know, 3 months, maybe a week, maybe a year, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. But that's what it's gonna take. You know, if it takes that long, well, it's okay. Because you have to. I think when you want to paint something and really get into it, because painting to me can be solitude, and it is sometimes. I need it. It gives me a freedom, you know. And I come home from work, and I just want to just brush on a canvas like this or watercolor, and you know, experiment. Maybe see something that I've never saw before come up here. And try mediums. You know, mediums can be expensive. What I mean by that is these mediums, painting mediums. You know, pour a little bit here, put a lot. See what happens. You know, there's nothing gonna. The painting, I realize I'm not going to be a photographer's. I'm not going to have a photographer's mind or make a photorealistic. Right now, I'm not into that style. I'm into just making rough strokes, and that's just me. Maybe you are into photorealistic, and this is not the channel. You know, I'm not going to say it's not the channel. I always say you learn from everyone, from all schools of art. But if you want to be photorealistic, you have to go into channels like that on YouTube and follow people who do that and have that great concentration. And doing it for a long time, and that's non-stop. I mean, there's some real amazing artists who have that skill, and I don't want to say they're born with it, but it's a lot of practice. I've never met an artist who can do photorealistic in my town of Staten Island, so, but if I do, I definitely would love to enjoy their mind, their process, what goes in it, you know. You can see my hand just going like this up and down the camera, but it's a lot of work too. It can tire me out, and that's pretty, you know, that's what it's about. But you can see the change happening as it gets covered more in blue. The blue is taking over. That's what I want it, you know. I want that blue to take over, and it's supposed to do that. It's amazing what this color brings emotionally, you know, and I haven't even finished the painting yet, and I can still feel the surrounding darkness and this figure, you know, dancing with their colors and the skin tones. Skin tones are still like something I've not mastered in painting, but I love the challenge because of all the different color people in the world, and particularly this one is that it has a lot of colors in this painting. Yeah, sometimes I get a photo reference, but I can't copy too much from the photo reference. I just have to wing it sometimes, and that's what I'm doing sometimes. I get a quick glance, you know, and that's it. And that's what I like to do. Sometimes I like to cover my eye, you know, or squint my eye and paint from one side. You know, that's how I do it too. Squint, get one color. See what I see. It's usually my left eye. My right eye I put down, but you know, depending. And I like to paint. I also notice when I'm painting, if I'm painting off something, I usually have a side. So if I paint from the right, I notice my stuff comes out a little wide. If I paint from the left, it comes out a little long. And so I have to, you know, try to pick one. So I usually pick one left. So I'm a left-hand painter. Right now I am. So I'm painting from the left. So it means basically I'm taking an image from this side and basically trying to do my version of it. And you can see colors, how they play. They have a color harmony on it. So blue with a green, it's fun to see, you know, like an interesting thing. This is a permanent sapphire, I believe. I'm not sure from my notes. I feel like this is my paintings. I do these little color charts from Winsor Newton, and I start from white and go all the way to, or darkest color than light. So this one's a again, I'm using Prussian blue, Prussian blue, and right now it's a beautiful color with painting medium, and I'm just using a brush. If you notice, I just go on and off on the board, just randomly everywhere. You know, there's no systematic idea for me. You know, what I feel, what I can't feel for it. I can go back into the spots and lighten them up a little bit. And yeah, I like that feeling. I think I want to get more of these boards, more paintings this size. I think I really now, I was really intimidated, guys, I'm not lying. So I made this video because I needed some time to get away from that idea. You know, sometimes paintings can take you in another realm of not just art, but other things you want to do. Talked about it, alluded to it in another video about fishing. I want to get into that again, but man, I am obsessed with fishing, guys. Right now, I spent a lot of money, for me anyway, I think, on a name brand reel called Pen Wheel. I bought a Battle 2, whatever, Battle 2 600. That's the model. It has these weird names, and you know, getting into the science of it. I want to catch something. Like yesterday, I was on the beach in Staten Island. It was windy. It was gusts of 35 to 45, and you see the sand blowing like in the desert, and it's cold, and it's, you know, I'm out there literally by myself. There was someone else out there with a dog, I believe, her. Just me and her, and she's walking by, and I'm throwing in, you know, a lure, a plastic lure with hooks on it, trying to just throw it in there, and that's the obsession of me, you know. And it's about literally 10 blocks away from where I live. And instead of painting, I went fishing, which was good for me. It was good for my exercise to take a walk, just sitting behind, you know, behind a canvas and worrying about it. I know it's not up close, also, but when you paint, sometimes the bristles off the brush go onto the painting. Like right now, I see they're gonna dry up, so I have to sometimes remove it. Sometimes I just like it there. I don't know why. It's just something with the brush. You know, it goes through hell. These are cheap brushes too, so. But I like that. Sometimes it just gives it a character to paint. I mean, whatever that means, professional. You know, I'm not looking for that type of painting with professionalism that you call it, but I'm looking for something I enjoy, and if you like it, that's awesome. And if you want it, you know, up to you what you want to do. You know, if you really like something, you want to paint it, you can do that, you know. And I'm not saying I've sold paintings like on, you know, I placed it somewhere, a market or and what I mean by market is a street market. I've tried. I haven't done very well there. You know, it's not the market. It's finding things. Not to talk about sales, because selling art's another thing, you know. If you want to get into the sales of art, it's gonna be a 24-hour job. I think it really is. I have my stuff on Etsy, and I had a sale. I was really, really excited. It happened this year. You know, it was a little tiny painting. It wasn't I don't know why I have this notion, but I want to show you, because I want to show you what I was talking about, canvas, and I'm gonna do this right now. I can't believe this, but okay, it's another painting I'm working on, which has been a year. But let me see if I can get it. But not. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. See, this recycled gesso board. This was actually a plastic canvas, but I just painted acrylic all over it. It's white, and you can see it has these little texture marks. If you can, I'm sorry if you can't. It has all those texture marks. Let me see if I can put the other light on so you can see. But basically, all those textured marks on it, so you can see it right here. But it's fun, and you know, I paint on these two, and then afterwards I put in I don't want to talk too much about my process, but you know what? It's resin I put on it, so it gives it a nice shine. I sold one, a painting of a dancer, which I liked, but it wasn't resin actually. I didn't resin it. So anyway, it was pretty cool, and I was excited, and I wrapped it up and gave it to the customer. It was very nice, and I really appreciated it. It was especially, you know, it's a private collector. I think, you know, I like people who collect privately. I like to sell to people who collect private collections. You know. I started in Central Park, guys. I'm not gonna lie, 86th Street, and I sold my first watercolor painting on multimedia thin paper. It was an octopus, and it started me. You know, it was my render of an octopus, and I sold it for $10. I was out there all day, rain or not, set up the table. I walked 40 blocks from where I live, 40 blocks, guys. I'm not lying, 40 neighborhood blocks down to Central Park. Sold it made $10 the whole day, and that's just me as an artist. You know, I enjoyed it. Someone wanted it, and I didn't realize what I was doing was selling a lot of labor I put, and that's what I valued myself in the beginning. So you value yourself depending, you have to find out what you value yourself. Now I understand what I value myself, how hard I like doing this, I like painting, and but I put a lot of work into it. It's not an easy thing. I make things, and I'm gonna have my price. Everyone has their price. It's okay. You find out what your price is. What are you comfortable with? Are you gonna be comfortable selling stuff? And I know that's a vast topic to jump into, and this is my first within 20 minutes of the video, but it's just something to talk about. It reaches out, and you can comment. So maybe you're an artist who appreciates that, who comes from that school of what your price is and what you're worth. Some people say time and material. For me, I know what I want. Even if the process took 10 minutes and I still, it's my art, I'm still gonna, put your price. It doesn't matter how horrendous. It's what people want to buy and what price. It's the eye of the beholder. So I think that's what it's really about. What else? Yeah. I'm still doing a lot of blues here. Getting the edges of this painting is interesting. I'm trying to lighten it up, not making it too heavy, by the way. So I'm just smearing the paint against the white contact with the border and all that. So I'm gonna leave it off there. I'm really gonna just, it's gonna be a little late, but I want to try to keep these videos short too. Maybe under an hour, maybe 30 minutes, not too much. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just smearing it up and down. And if you like what you see, I'm going to try to make more videos as this. I'm also sculpting clay and reading books. I'm doing a lot. I'm posting it on YouTube, trying to get a lot out there. It helps me motivate, and I'm really happy when I get this because it has helped me with this process of painting. But maybe I won't stop there. Maybe I won't. Let's see. Maybe I just want to show a little more. But I think that's my call, so I'm going to get going, and I hope to see you in the next video. If you're not, if you can subscribe or leave comments below, please. I love when other people leave comments and ask questions. I don't know everything about being an artist, right? So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.